to the first Rico, Suave Fantasy Football League podcast. I'm your host, Dan.
And I'm Tommy.
And today we're going to be going over how Week 4 went in the league.
Now, it was a rough week for some teams, as is noted by the just dreadful score of the Cheese Dip Mouseawakes versus the David Johnsons.
Wow, what a tough
total pointage of 222.3 points. Wow.
Just barely over what team... What's his name? Is he Juanito Esposito? Is that John?
Yeah.
Yeah, just over what Taiwanese Dingleberry scored in Week 3. What a rough week.
Talk about a tight race for the least amount of points and for who has to jump into the ocean in January. That's rough.
That is rough. We're looking right now. Team the Odell Beckham Jr.'s, formerly known as the David Johnsons, is currently second to last place, just above Cheese Dip Mouseawakes. The problem we're facing here is Cheese Dip Mouseawakes. Their team owner, Braden Sanfilippo, does not care about this league in any way. So, are we going to force him to do the jumping in the ocean January event? Just extravaganza.
That's a question to come later in the season, and I'm sure it's going to cause a lot of debate in the group chat.
Really will, really will. What the big news this week is Team Le'Veon Bell as a crybaby has achieved their first win this season. It was a tough road coming up, but 1-3 on the season. They're looking for, you know what? They're looking for a come up and to just not have to jump in the ocean.
Close game too. 8 points just separated the two teams. Came down to the last minute. Emmanuel Sanders really pulled through for that team.
Yeah, I'm really glad that we had just a young guy like Emmanuel Sanders just really help out Team Le'Veon Bell as a crybaby, and you know they're just really proud of the team as a whole.
Good news for that franchise too. Reportedly, Le'Veon Bell is expecting a comeback Week 7 during that team's bye.
Yeah, if he comes back Week 7, that's going to be big news for the team. Otherwise, he's being thought of. They're looking at trade offers for him. Listen, the team's just happy that he's soon to come back.
More breaking news out of this league. A trade went down fairly recently as of today. The team known as the Team of Injury, which, by the way, doesn't seem to have too many injuries.
Yeah, I'm just counting one. Who is the kicker?
Yeah, Greg Zerloin, I believe, is the only injury on that team. A lot of questionables, but not too many actual injuries.
Really, yeah.
But, anyways, they actually acquired another questionable player in the form of Devontae Freeman and traded away their star receiver, Juju Smith-Schuster.
How did that
Boy,
trade
is that a
happen?
mouthful.
Wow, what a trade. You know what, I just want to say, make sure you read through the trade request next time because that was just not a good decision.
I believe he proposed that trade to the David Johnsons.
You know what? That's his fault. 100%.
That's an error on his part, honestly. But
and we're talking that one out.
We'll see how it goes in this next coming week.
Yeah, we'll see how, this might work out in his favor. You never know. The team's not doing too well anyway.
Another update, team Mixing It Up, owned by Connor Mullen, moves to 4-0 on the season, playing the little brother of the Team of Injury, Dr. Dudas. How are you supposed to win? That team started off very strong Week 1. 150 points against the David Johnsons.
Honestly, was not expected by anyone.
Just 115 this week.
Wow. You know what? After a week like this, you just have to, you have to recover from this and just hope for the best. The team Mixing It Up looks good on paper, and it's continued to stay hot, unlike the Odell Beckham Jr.'s, who looked decent on paper and is now 0-4. So it's just something that you expect to come into the league, and you know how to take care of it. I think the most shocking news of just the league in general is that Darcy Chargy, the team that drafted just a terrible team overall.
Derek Carr in the second
round is now 2-2. That's just unheard of. 150 points this week.
He could have been 3-1.
Could have been if he didn't have to go up against somebody like Peepus Room, who scored 155.4 points.
5-point game denied Darcy Chargy of being 3-1 after crafting Derek Carr in the second round.
That's amazing. It's second highest points this week.
Don't call it a comeback, honestly. Wow.
Just you know what? But what we're looking forward to is Week 7 when almost all of his team is in bye week.
Count it, 5 players on a bye. 3 of them already in his starting lineup, including Ty Montgomery, Jimmy Graham, Mason Crosby, Derek Carr, and Doug Martin.
Wow, that's gonna be a rough week 7. Whoever has that matchup, you're lucky. You're lucky to have
I
it.
believe it's Team Howard you're supposed to win that has that matchup.
We're
Good
gonna-
luck to you.
Yeah, good luck. I think we've covered basically this week and the league in general here. Any other words of wisdom for the teams?
I think it's time to go into the trade talks that are coming out of the formerly known as the David Johnsons, now the Odell Beckham Juniors.
Yeah, this team's in a rebuilding week right now. They're looking just to start over, start fresh with the 0-4 season so far.
Reportedly, it's a fire sale that's happening.
Really? Wow.
A few quotes that came out of him this morning. He was willing, this is GM Thomas Everett, by the way, he was willing to trade even his star player and namesake at the time, David Johnson.
That's shocking.
That's bold. That's his first round pick, 4th overall.
That's shocking. To even see the team name change to the Odell Beckham Jr. show just a change of pace in the whole team.
That
the
should
whole
say
franchise.
something.
Yeah.
I think he's ready to move on.
He is, and you know what? If you're willing to trade your first round pick, you gotta hope that there's some good offers on the table for him. Even though he's been having just a tough time this current 4 weeks so far.
He is on the uptick, so
He is. He's been improving, and I think he's gonna hopefully find his stride real soon.
I hope so too.
Wow. This league, on paper, looked much different, but we'll see how it plays out the rest of the season. And that's been all for episode 1 of Rico, Suave, and the League Extravaganza, Esposito, good times, long times, having a fun time with your host, Dan Sanfilippo, also known as GM of Le'Veon Bell is a Crybaby, and
Thomas Everett, the GM of the Odell Beckham Jr.'s newly christened franchise.
glad to have you, and I hope we catch you next week.